until a new payment system will be prepared. Nearly 650,000 individuals will be paid with these allowances within the next few days. These payments can be obtained from the relevant post offices and divisional secretariats. The government has decided to increase the amount of funds allocated for welfare and disabled persons. At a press briefing held in Colombo yesterday, State Minister Anupa Pascual revealed these facts. State Minister Anupa Pascual said that the government has taken measures not only to cut unnecessary expenses, but also to increase the funds that should be paid to needy persons. The 10,000 rupee allowance paid for disabled persons has been increased up to 20,000 rupees. In addition, the assistance of 25,000 rupees given to start a self-employment has increased up to 40,000 rupees. The 15,000 rupees allowances given for hearing aids has been increased up to 35,000. In addition, aid for medicine, clinics and travel expenses have been increased to 20,000 rupees from 30,000 rupees. The housing aid of 250,000 rupees has been increased up to 500,000 rupees. The allowance for renovation of a house that was 150,000 rupees earlier, the amount has increased up to 250,000 rupees.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe stresses the need to have new program to enhance plantation industry in the country. There should be a digital technological system for this purpose. The President made these remarks addressing the 129th Annual Convention of the Colombo Tea Traders. Businessmen related to the tea industry and a large number of people were present at this occasion. The President further said that it is difficult to maintain a state-dominated economy. The government can only regulate and privatize the industry to carry it forward. The tea industry is built up independently without state intervention. This is a movement that became successful under private capital. Therefore, problems in the tea industry should be identified, focusing attention to the period of 20 to 30 years in the future. Attention should also be focused to minimize the influence occurred to the tea industry by global climatic changes. The President said, therefore, the international community should think of these matters. There will be fluctuations in the tea market due to the population growth in the globe in future. Therefore, attention should be focused to innovate new discoveries in the tea manufacturing sector. Ministry of the Plantation Industries, Ramesh Patirana, President's Chief of Staff, Sagala Ratnayaka and many experts relating to tea industry were present at the convention.
First and foremost, I must thank all of you for your support and your actions last year to enable the tea industry to continue. I know we went through a crisis and as the government had to seek your help to ensure that the tea industry carried on and survived. Thanks to Minister Ramesh Patharan, you all were ready around. We were able to provide you with fertilizer, but there are many other measures including making fuel available. We all work together, and again I must tell the tea trade, thank you for the help. And as a result of it, we do have some foreign exchange coming from your source. Looking at the future, Sri Lanka can't stay in this state. We can't be a country with a trade deficit. We can't live beyond our means. We can stabilize the economy. We can ensure that our bankruptcy status will vanish. What do we do to ensure it doesn't return in 10 years' time? After all, if you have trade deficit, you have to keep borrowing foreign currency. And if you have a budget deficit, you have to keep printing money. So are you going into this vicious cycle again? We warned once, warning was not taken seriously this time. So we have to get out. We have to move out of this. We have to think anew. Our economic system didn't enable us to achieve our full potential. And now we must think of the future. Because tea still has potential. In our discussions, we've seen tea as one of the main sources of foreign exchange, but it has to earn more. It has to go further. So look into the next 20, 30 years. What are your issues? What will it be? Certainly, we are going to have a problem with climate change. The tropical belt. So we are now looking at policies to call upon the world to save that tropical belt, where the tea industry comes from. Was the damage due to us or more because the industrialization of the northern part of the world? So we have to speak out. We have to adapt to climate change and the fact that we will have climate disasters. Part of it is going to be in the hill country, in your tea estates.
There are few programs starting from the CTTA level and also with the help of the tea roadmap, which you are quite aware. Please be assured whatever the assistance that you may require in relation to those programs, Plantation Ministry and also the Tea Board would provide nothing but the best. Despite the difficulties we encountered, our export income from the tea industry remained at 1.2 billion US dollar level. This year also we might get the same amount. The local challenges are from one side, and also on the other side, the tea export market, the total amount remains, or it's become stagnant. In 2021, total tea export market was 7 billion, out of which we share 14%. And in 2022 also, it was nearly 7 billion without a positive growth. Unfortunately, the main importing countries, including Russia, Ukraine, Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Syria, all those countries go through economic challenges and also civil unrest. Hopefully, we have to create new markets, look at new value additional levels, and also create better products on the long run to ensure that Sri Lankan tea retain and go to newer heights.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that China is a decisive and a true global leader.
China has created a significant change in international economic system while achieving southern world victories and advancement of human beings. The Prime Minister made these remarks participating in the 7th Chinese South Asian exhibition as the chief guest. This exhibition has nearly jointly been organized by the Chinese Ministry of Commerce and the Yuan state government in the city of Kunming. Representatives from 60 countries are participating at this exhibition. A faculty of biomedical and health services, a faculty of economic resources and a faculty of regional cooperation and many other exhibition stalls are included in the exhibition. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that the occasion marks another historic milestone in the bilateral relationship between China and Sri Lanka. The two countries have been developing a mutual relation since many centuries. These historic relationships have been recorded through the Silk Road and barter system and cultural and educational cooperation. The present-day diplomatic relations of the two countries have completed over 66 years. Sri Lanka is grateful to the people of the Republic of China for helping us in the most challenging periods. China has made significant and strategic investments in Sri Lanka, such as the Colombo Port City, Hambantota Harbour and Hambantota Industrial Zone. Vice President of Indonesia, Myanmar and Nepal, Deputy Prime Minister of Vietnam, Trade Minister of Maldives and Sri Lankan State Ministers Tharaka Balasurya, Janaka Wakumbara, Kanaka Herat and officials and entrepreneurs of many countries were present at this occasion.
President's senior advisor on the National Defence and Chief of Staff, Sakala Ratnayaka, says that the President Ranil Wickremesinghe aims to steer the relations between India and Sri Lanka forward strongly. He made these comments participating at a ceremony held in Sri Lanka Air Force Camp in Katunayake today. The ceremony was held on the occasion of sending back the Indian-donated Dornier 228 Mariner surveillance aircraft for annual maintenance services. Another aircraft was given by the Indian government for these services was also handed over to Sri Lanka Air Force at this ceremony. The Indian Navy donated this Dornier 228 Mariner surveillance aircraft on the 15th of August last year for a period of 2 years in response to a request made by the Sri Lankan government.
It is not only with this aircraft that we have received India's assistance. It's been a long-standing relationship, but in more recent times, when we were going through the economic crisis, India stepped up beyond the call of duty to lend us a hand. We were having difficulty in providing the basics to our people, leaving alone our responsibilities in the region, such as the maritime reconnaissance or the maritime domain awareness work that is expected of Sri Lanka, considering on this important location in the Indian Ocean. I remember when President Wickremesinghe was here at that function, he made very special mention of this. And we, in our recent visit to India, have developed a closer bond and a vision for how we will work together in the future as well. Connectivity is the key word. It's a big word actually. It has a wide area of meaning. It can be road connectivity, it will be people-to-people connectivity, economic connectivity, logistical connectivity, security connectivity. You know, it's large sphere, and we as neighbors cannot change the fact that we are neighbors. We will have to work together to ensure the safety of each other.
Lanka Sotosa has reduced the prices of 9 essential consumer items with effect from tomorrow. Accordingly, a price of packet of 400 grams of milk powder has been reduced by 29 rupees, whole price of a kilo of soya meat by 25 rupees, a kilo of Thai sprats and kilo of basmati reduced by 15 rupees each, a kilo of brown sugar has gone down by 10 rupees, potatoes, chickpeas and garlics have gone down by 5 rupees per kilo. A price of kilo of red raw rice is reduced by 2 rupees. Lanka Sotosa says the new reduced prices will be effective from tomorrow.
The historic Kandy Asala festival will begin tomorrow morning with the performance of cup erecting tradition. Preparing the auspicious cup or the sacred pole was held early dawn today. Basnayaka Nilame of the Kandy Sri Vishnu Devalaya, Mahen Ratwatte and several others were present at the ceremony. The sacred pole was brought to the Alutnuwara Dadimunda Devalaya by a perahara with many cultural performances. The sacred pole was cut into 4 portions and delivered to Natha Vishnu Kataragama and Pattini Devala. The cup will be erected at the auspicious time early morning tomorrow at the 4 Devalaya premises. After that, the inner Devala perahara will be held until the 20th of this month. The first Kumbal Perahara will parade the street on the 21st and the final Kumbal Perahara will be held on the 25th of this month. The series of Ramdodi Perahara will begin on the 26th and the final Perahara will parade the streets on the 30th of this month. The Kandy Asala Perahara festival will end following the water cutting rituals at the Gataway Ferry in Mahavali River on the 31st of this month. Meanwhile, annual Asala festival of the Bellangwila Raja Mahaviharaya is being held at the temple premises until the 20th of this month.
The Perahara festival commenced on the 2nd of this month. The Bellanvilla Asala Perahara has been organized this year on record for the 73rd occasion. The final Randoli Perahara will parade the streets on the 19th of this month. The Perahara festival will be concluded following the water cutting rituals, arm giving and the devil dance on the 20th of this month. The final Randoli Perahara will be live telecasted through the national television from 9:30 p.m. on Saturday. The Perahara festival is comprised with elephants and many cultural items. This Asal festival has been organized under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the Bellanvilla Raja Mahaviharaya, Venerable Dr. Bellanvilla Dhammaratana Thera.
The President's Secretary, Mr. Saman Ekanayaka, has invited qualified persons for the appointment of President's Council for the 2022-2023 in accordance with Article 33E of the Constitution of Sri Lanka. The applicants should be qualified attorney at laws of the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, demonstrate eminence in the legal field with high professional standards, show active engagement in advocacy or law advancement within Sri Lanka, exhibit exceptional expertise in law domestically or internationally, possess an untarnished character and uphold the Constitution, maintain the rule of law and judicial independence, have no history of disciplinary actions, misconduct or contempt of court, maintain good financial standing and a minimum 5-year tax registration, hold additional qualifications such as legal publications, presentations, further studies, teaching or training, have at least 20 years of Supreme Court practice with exception for 15 years under special circumstances, not be notary public or influence the application process. If any applicant has furnished false information in the application or submitted forged documents or suppressed information, the said applicant will be rejected. The duly completed written applications adhere to the specimen application along with a certified copy of the relevant documents shall be sent by registered post addressed to the Secretary to the President's Secretariat, Colombo 1, to reach on or before 25th of August 2023. Appointment of President's Council 2022-2023 should be clearly written on the top left corner of the envelope containing the application. Applicants may also be downloaded through the website www.presidentsoffice.gov.lk.
Passing out of the batch of the first Masters of the Financial Economics introduced by the Economics Department of the Colombo University for Chinese citizens was held recently under the patronage of Vice Chancellor of Colombo University, Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne. Chinese citizens who completed the course also performed their cultural skills in the ceremony. This course was held specially for Chinese nationals during the COVID pandemic period. The first semester of the course was conducted online. The second semester was held at the Department of Economics in the Colombo University. Course coordinator, senior lecturer Dr. Mahinda Pushpakumara said the Chinese individuals have spent a minimum of 2 million rupees each in the stay in Sri Lanka. They say they visited many phases of cultural and religious value in the island. Professor Venerable Vajidpure Virmaratna Thera and staff of the Economic Department were present at this occasion.
We introduced Master of Financial Economics program for Chinese students during the COVID pandemic period. For the second semester, they have visited Sri Lanka. They learned in University of Colombo more than 2 months as a full-time student. And this is a very historical event because in the university history, this is the first time large number of students enroll for the postgraduate program. And also this is a dedicated program for Chinese students. This will benefit both of us. And when the students are in Sri Lanka, they have visited all over the country. I think for this 2-month period, some students have spent more than 2 million during this economic crisis situation. This will help for our economy as well as it will increase our university ranking also.
My name is Zhou Xingyu. I come from China, Zhejiang Province, Hangzhou City. I think this program is a good international education program. We learn more economic knowledge in here, and very thank you for this Colombo University.
Hi, I'm Lenore. I came from China. Actually, we have attended online class and now we are on the on-site class and attend the second semester, and it's very valuable memory for these 2 months here.
My name is Hannah. I come from Beijing, China. I love Sri Lanka. It's a beautiful country. I study here with foreigners, and thanks for our professors and our students. The program is very successful for us.
Now look at a few local news items in brief. A group of Sri Lankan housemates who stayed in Kuwait illegally without a visa returned to the island this morning from ChannelEye Airport. There were 53 females and 1 male in this group. Majority of them are from the Anuradhapura district. They have been repatriated by Kuwait authorities. Country representative of the World Health Organization, Dr. Alaka Singh, met the Health Minister Kehelia Rambukpalla yesterday at his ministry. They held talks on constructing an international benchmark 4-level laboratory in Sri Lanka. Air Vice Marshal R.S. Bianvilla has been appointed as the 10th Director General of the Civil Security Department. He assumed his duties in the new post. The newly constructed 3-story new building at Mahavila Mahavidyalaya, Horana, was vested with students today in line with the centenary celebration of the school.
State Minister of Indigenous Medicine, Sisira Jaikodi, stated that necessary steps have been taken to promote the indigenous medicine sector as an industry with commercial value that can generate foreign exchange. He expressed these views at the press conference held at the President Media Center recently under the theme Collective Path to a Stable Country. The State Minister also pointed out that the many new trends have been made the indigenous medicine system and Ayurvedic system in order to build a healthy population in the country as well as to solve the problems that have arisen in the health sector. State Minister Sisira Jaikodi said that in particular an indigenous medical education and trade international exhibition and conference has been planned to be held at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall in Colombo on the 8th, 9th and 10th of September. Indigenous medical service in our country has existed as a quality medical service for a long time. Beyond that, the Ministry of Indigenous Medicine and the Department of Ayurveda have now started the program to develop the indigenous medicine sector as an industry that can generate foreign exchange with a commercial value. Accordingly, a program has been started for traditional healers over 70 years of age to register with an examination, and arrangements have been made to conduct an oral test.
We'll be back with foreign news after a short break.
Hot and spicy fun by Pika Vivara Karana. Beat the remake Karana to winner. Hagavata Valayana. King the fashion Karana. Fun to run. Kottami Kike Kamena. TikTok viral Yadova. Natilla trending. Hot fast never cinema. Spicy rasavata hinava. Prima kottumi fantamai.
Now to foreign news. First news from Canada. The government of Canada's Northwest Territories has declared a state of emergency due to wildfires that have largely destroyed one remote community and are also posing a risk for the territorial capital of Yellowknife. The declaration gives authorities additional powers to respond to an emergency and underscores the unparalleled damage wrought by blazes so far this year. This allows the government to acquire and deploy the necessary resources to support the management of this unprecedented wildfire season and to protect the health and safety of the Northwest Territories residents, the territorial government said in a statement. The Canadian government said that it approved federal assistance to combat the wildfires and deployed armed forces to help the firefighting efforts in the area. The city of Yellowknife also declared a state of local emergency late on Monday to brace for the potential risk of the nearby wildfires. The declaration was made as a precaution and residents have not been put on evacuation notices, city officials said in a statement.
And taking a look at your sports news, The Sri Lankan team that participated in the World Championship Athletic Tournament will leave the country tomorrow morning. The tournament will be held from the 19th to 17th of this month in Hungary. Dilhani Lekamge is the only female player in this team.
Dilhani Lekamge will take part in the javelin throw event. She is from a resident of Paradukaduk area and started her sports career from Mahinda Vidyalaya in Arapola. Dilhani Lekamge has become the national champion of javelin throw event in 9 occasions. She set a new Sri Lankan record of 60.93 meters at the recently held Asian Championship Athletic Tournament. She has equaled for the World Championship through her skill. Dilhani Lekamge will represent Sri Lanka at the javelin throw event at Asian Games to be held in September.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news on Rupavahini. Do join us tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.